What is up, guys? Sodom Hoomspit back again, also known as the Black Gentleman. And today I'm bringing you this review for Fans Hobbies Double Evil MB08. Now, I meant to do this a little bit earlier, but certain things happened with me getting this box. Long story, just check my Instagram out. But I do want to shout out, as a whole, some of my closest Transform community friends. Larkin from Larkin's Lair, and Kato from Kato's Toy Box, and amongst some others who they know who they are. I want to thank you guys for basically trying to, weather the storm of me losing my box and regaining it. I appreciate you guys to no end. But back to this. Alright, as you can see, here's the box, and I'm kind of pulling my camera back because this is a lot to take in. And I felt the box needed to be seen because this box is really nice. The whole thing comes in two boxes. The legs and the upper body, which, upper body forms the jet, and legs form the tank. I believe they're called Mega Jet and Giga Tank? Or is it Giga Tank and Mega Jet? I think it's Giga Tank, Mega Jet. But anyway, yeah. He's from it's a third-party version of the Master Force version of Overlord. Everybody knows I'm a big Overlord fan, and I've been kind of thinking about building an Overlord collection, so with my MMC and him, that's a good start. Alright, so you can see what everything comes with. Come with Giga and Mega. Got articulated hands, has a base mode, which I'm probably going to show you guys. I actually haven't even transformed into the base mode yet because the base mode is something that I'm not really a big fan of, at least for Carnifex. So when I show you guys the base mode, it will actually be my first time doing transformation, so that's going to be fun. I'll go ahead and start with this collector card. Anyhow, what most third parties come with. And you see the back here with all the stats. If you get the focus, you can pause it if you want to. So the stats are all pretty high. For box A and box B. And they're pretty straightforward. I actually like these instructions. I had no problems following them, which is kind of a good thing for third party. Most third party, the instructions are just terrible, but these are pretty good. And actually, the transformation for everything, I actually really enjoyed it. So it wasn't really a chore. Everything very straightforward. It's also transformation for most things, almost to a degree, kind of G1-esque. Which is, well, I mean, in a good way. Like like you just grab something, pull something, turn something. I mean, also comes with a sticker sheet, which I'm not planning on using the stickers. Also comes with stickers for MB06 Power Baser, which is their God Genrai, or just Genrai. I'm gonna get that as well because I feel like this thing is a companion piece. And here are the stickers for Overlord himself. Also, to give you this little sheet of paper here that shows you where the Genrai stickers go. So that's pretty neat. Something they probably didn't need to include, but it did. So awesome. And for more accessories, a lot of stuff is already attached to the robot itself, such as like missile pod and stuff. So I'll go over that as I get to it. But I'm gonna throw in first and foremost this Giga and Mega, which they both come with. I can understand. And I do not want. There we go. Put the camera down. They're the husband and wife team from the cartoon, and they both look pretty good. And they both have the exact same articulation. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and throw her over there. Let's go ahead and go for him. It's except for the same articulation. A little bit of paint, silver paint here, silver paint for the face, red paint for the eyes. A little bit silver, a little silver on the boot here. As for articulation, it does have arm movement. Just a touch, not too much, nothing too crazy. Mostly so you can get his arms up for he can get inside the tank. Legs do bend. They can splay out if you turn them inwards, but at that point you're just using it for transformation at that point. But it can do that, and they're both exactly the same. And on the back, some real nice silver chrome paint here for his God Master mode when he transforms. And hers, and put them aside. And for Mega, you can see that instead of silver, it's the opposite, it's gold. So she has gold paint on her face, and red paint for the eyes. Nice gold trim here on the chest. A little bit nice gold here on top of the kneecap. And articulation is the exact same. You bend the arms up. The legs can go out that far, but if you turn them around for transformation, you can kind of cheat it, you know, and get the full trowel. So yeah. And on the back, a heavy dose of chrome gold paint, which is very cartoon accurate and toy accurate, I believe, for the G1 toy. And it's real shiny. In fact, just for fun, I'm gonna go ahead and transformer. See how that looks when you get there in that alt mode. And let's see here. There's nothing to it. You just turn the legs and fold them up. Anyone who had the G1 toys of the Power Masters, it's the exact same thing. Nothing changed. But yeah, that gold comes off very beautiful on camera. The way it just glimmers. Real nice. So yeah, that's basically accessories for right now. Like I said before, this guy got like a few more, but I'll just cover them as I come to them. Alright, so that's Giga and Mega. The Giga tank. And I took the liberty of adding my own stickers to it. I added two Decepticon symbols right here. I think it looks pretty nice. And man, this is a really cool tank. Actually, it's got some heft to it too. And I guess because you take two legs and you smash them together, which is, you know, part of the course. But it's got some good weight, and it also has turret articulation. You can get that far, and you can get that far, which I'm kind of amazed with, because with the M&C release, the turret could not be turned. But this one's a whole different story. As for the barrel itself, it can go up and down, which is nice. And for the cockpit inside, you can pull this up here. Got some real nice detail inside there. If you guys can kind of see that. And it's kind of a, I can't tell if it's die cast inside of the cockpit or just metal paint. Using my finger just to touch it inside, it feels. I think it's just plastic with nice silver paint, but it looks real nice. And if I take Giga here, he can sit down inside of it. Okay. You lower the steering wheel down. And there you go. Now let's talk about some of the paint apps here. As far as paint apps go, for the most part, they're just more or less used for accents. The thing itself is mostly just colored plastic, which is not bad because it keeps from chipping. Cause I like paint, but I don't like it so much, as I talked about before on the show. But let's see, you got some gray paint here with some typographing for, it says power tank, and you got more typographing here, which is caution and caution. For a Cybertronic robot, I wonder why it has caution, but I guess because they're actually what's called transtectors, and they have pilots. So I guess the pilots are dumb and they need help. I don't know, but like, hey, don't touch this. This is hot. But whatever. Anyway, yeah, more typograph here. Some more typographing here and here with some silver paint here. Not silver, but gray paint here. More gray paint here. A little silver paint here along the lining of the tank here, which is nice. Gray paint for the intakes. More typographing, gray paint, more typographing. We're typographing a lot. Some gray paint here, a little bit of blue paint in here, with more typographing if you can kind of see it in there. If I move the turret, I'll probably get a better look at it. Yeah, and more gray paint here. So like I said before, not a lot of paint. And you got some red paint right here. And this is, I think this is gray plastic with some more silver here. And a little bit of orange paint in here. I believe it's supposed to replicate searchlights, I'm not sure. Now, for a cool thing the tank, another thing the tank can do, you take your thumb here and lift this up. Get some cool missile pods inside here. They don't fire out anything, and I would take them out, but I'm afraid I'm gonna lose them. But they're hidden, kind of pretty cool in here. This thing also stores other things like the radar dish for the base mode. If I can get my thumb in there. I'm getting a hard time getting it, but it's right inside of here, the other piece. Because at first I thought they were lost, but they're inside there. Now another cool thing this thing has is actual movable tank treads. which are kind of hard to move because of my surface, but they can move. You know, you apply enough force, as you can see. That's the same on both sides, and it may have a good sturdy rubber. And another cool thing about this, this thing is this thing uses every single piece that goes in every mode can be stored somewhere on this robot. Like up under here, this is Overlord's cannon, which can be folded and put inside here. And this whole piece of plastic here is actually his the bridge for the base mode. So I thought that was a nice touch. And I do have some things for comparison. Alright, and for that comparison, I went to the trouble, and I haven't done this in a while. I actually transformed MMC's Carnifex, the IEW Overlord. So although these things are not meant to compare, because you have one that's considered MP in scale, and the other who's considered Chug in scale, but I figured it would be only appropriate to show these things comparable, because I'm sure people are going to ask. So there you go. And scale aside, I know this tank right here dwarfs this tank, but I think to compare them to a degree, it's kind of apples and oranges, because they're both going for two different aesthetics here. But I want to say this. I actually like them both. Each one does something I wish the other could do. Like I do wish the MNC version, the tank, the cannon here could turn. There's no way it's just one straightforward cannon. And I kind of wish that this tank had more of the treads that this one has. Cause I do dig this kind of a sharp looking way that the treads look. I think it like really dig through rock and rubble. So like I said before, they both have different things going for them. And I have to give this is kind of a shout out to MMC, because they get bashed a lot for not adding a lot of paint to things. I think personally the MMC actually did more paint on their tank than this guy did. The Fans Hobby did, because this thing has like a fair amount of paint by comparison. So yeah, that go two back views and two side profile. Yeah. Alright, so moving on, I'm going to bring in the, guys, see, I've been watching Master Force, and I'm still not sure about the whole Giga Mega thing. I think the jet is a Mega Jet, or someone's going to tell me in the comments what that jet's called. And alright, and I'm back now with the jet portion. Now, before we talk about anything, I want to actually go ahead and get the comparison out of the way first, because if I transform Overlord's legs, guess what? I had to transform his top part too, which honestly was a pain in the ass because it's been so long I forgot kind of how to do it. But here he is. Here's a comparison on that. Get in there real good. And yet again, like I said before, they're not meant to scale, because one's a Chug, one's a MP. So, but I think they look good together. For what they are, one's going for more of a Cybertronian look. One's going for more of a, I guess more of a 80s stealth jet type thing, or like a Blackwing thing, X-Men. But yeah, I think they both look good in their own right. So, I'm going to go ahead and get the back views. And to this day, I still love this Carnifex, man. I mean, people have asked me, will this be replacing him? And for me, no. They're two different things, and I would never replace one with the other. And for the most part, when I buy stuff, I buy it because I like it. Or no, I start reading the media, or I watch the media it comes from, and it makes me want to own a piece of that media. And that's why I like both the Overlords for different reasons. But enough of explaining myself. Let's have a look from the back. And I have to say, I think this one looks a bit more tidier, because it's more things are pegged in. Everything versus the back end of this, which is like, you can kind of see the crotch of the Overlord toy itself. But like I said, they both look good. And if I can get you guys a side comparison, which should be kind of hard because this jet mode is huge. There we go. There we go. About good I can get for sides. So there's that. And I have one more comparison for jet form, actually transformed Jetfire, because I did this more or less for myself because I was kind of curious how this is going to turn out. So here's Jetfire. So this is a C. So this is Siege's commander class. This is how it scales next to the jet. And I just want to quickly show this in case anyone was curious. And I think Jetfire scales up pretty well, at least in alt mode. So yeah. Now we can talk about the jet proper. I got that all out of the way. Where to start? Just in terms of looks, it looks really, really good. And similar to the tank, it has some decent, but minor paint apps. And most of them are like Tampergraph based, but I'll show them off. Here we are. We have silver paint here. Have a gray silver paint on here and here. Some here and some here. A little bit more of that Tampergraphing, if you guys can see that right there. And I took the liberty of adding a Silicon logo. I think in the cartoon, I don't think he had one on the nose cone of the shield and jet, but I just feel like it needed one, so I added it. And let's see, you got some good purple paint here, but you don't really see unless it's in alt mode or base mode. And right now. And we see here we have some silver paint here on the wings and more purple trim on the back. Oh, and before I forget, more Tampergraphing here. Can't quite make that what that is, but if anyone knows, you can tell me. And more Tampergraphing right here. I'm gonna say a little bit of Tampergraphing. And the same deal on the other wing as well, Gray silver paint, more purple on the outside here, and more Tampergraphing. And like any good Overlord, when you flip it upside down, you see its chest. As for accessories for the jet mode, you get this cannon here, which you can just pick on from the back here. And it's got a pretty good scope. It's got a little silver paint here on the barrels, which they can collapse like so. But that's mostly for robot mode. So yeah. And it also comes with, you get 4 missiles. Let me hold my camera now. Once you attach the wings, I'll go and take them off now, because they don't like to stay on that well, honestly. Let's see. Yes, you get 4 of these, and they're all made exactly the same. And they have silver paint here on the tip here, which I think looks pretty decent. Nothing spectacular with them, but the fact that they have missiles is still good. And like I said, you get 4 of them. They're on each other side of the wing here. I get my hand out. So yeah, those accessories you get for the jet, and they're pretty decent. Not setting the world on fire, but they're decent. Now, as you can see, I have the landing gear out, and it helps it roll relatively well. Also, if you pop the cockpit open, similar to the tank, you'll find that you have some real nice kind of silver paint inside with a good bit of detailing. It'd been kind of nice to add some paint to go in there too, but I guess it's being cockpit, they didn't want to shower too much attention, but the detail looks nice. And like the tank, you can move the controls up. Also, the controls can also rotate. And it's the same on tank, I should have showed that before. So you can go either way with it. And let's grab, let's see, Omega. I think she can slide inside. Let's keep this in here. There we go. Alright, and close it up. There you go. So now she's inside. And also the jet mode, kind of the tank, it has some pretty good weight to it. The only thing that's kind of light is the nose cone itself, because this right here, all this is parts formed, and this is very, very hollow. But again, I think it's the way it had to be a shield, for them to hold it. Now, for one more last comparison before I go in different modes with it, I'm gonna grab the tank here and bring it back in just to show how they look together. And there you go. Sadly, there's no way that you can take the tank and connect it to the jet mode. In the cartoon, there's a scene where they come flying in, and the tank detaches from the jet. But you can't do that with this version, sadly. But then again, it's so heavy, it probably been terrible to do. It probably ended up breaking something. But this is how they look together. And I think as far as vehicles go, they look wonderful together. As they should. Alright, with that said, I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to take this take me a little bit of time here and actually go into the base mode. And I don't hate this. This is actually a pretty good base mode. And one time or not, I have a disdain for base modes because they normally don't look right. And the only time I really like them is on city bots like Metroplex. But I like this. It fits what the cartoon was. Although I remember the cartoon, I think I only saw this mode one time. But I like it. It has the radar dishes and everything, which is I'll pull the camera in so you can see that. There we go. You can see it close here. You can take your hand. You can give them a cooler rotation, so you get a 360 out of that. And the same goes for both sides. And there you go. And like I said before, this thing is pretty cool about incorporating every piece into every form, which is pretty good. I mean, even the way the Overlord's cannon, there's pegs in there. The Jet Blaster pegs in there. There's supposed to be a grabby arm right here, but this one didn't come with one. The guy I purchased this from, I asked him about it, and he doesn't recall seeing it all either. So, either he lost it or I lost it or someone else lost it, who knows. But it's not not really that bad. But just use your imagination. And it's supposed to be a claw that comes out of here that gets to pick up small things. But yeah, I like this. And you can take Giga and Mega, like before. And you can fit them in here. Put the camera up right here. And it's kind of, well, let me fold this in. You can stick her up here. Looks pretty cool. And you can take Giga here, put him right there, or you can put him in the cockpit, whichever. And I got some other Micromasters. I have Fracas from Skywarp. You can go right there. Here's Stroot. You can go right there. I mean, this doesn't look that bad. I'm not gonna say that bad. This looks good. I'm gonna say good. This looks good. In fact, since you have this little slide here, so you can take the Stroot and this Fracas and just whee. So yeah, you get that. So yeah, this is a good base mode. I mean, if I had to give this base mode a grade, I'm gonna give it a low tier A. A A minus. I think one of the best base modes I've ever seen, I think, was Metroplex. I know he's supposed to be a city, but it's a good base. And this is a good base, so I give it an A minus. So I'll just give you guys a good swing around before I go to robot mode. And also, in case anyone's wondering, transformation to base mode was fairly easy. And again, those instructions paid off. Just point A to point B, nothing too difficult. Alright, well, that's his base mode. Alright, and here he is, all transformed up. And, I'm going to get this out of the way. He looks cool. He looks really, really good. So, yeah, I think it looks really great. Though not issued, I did put a Stakon symbol right there on the crotch or belt buckle deal going on there. That's how it is in the cartoon, so I was going to place one there just so he'd have it. With that all its way, this thing looks really cool. As you can see, he can hold his gun just fine, and it goes the same for either hand. It has like a sliding mechanism that slides into the hand, which I'll show you guys. And the shield has two different options. You can put it either on the shoulder, which I preferred, or you can pull the handle out and he can hold that, which I'll be showing you too. But I just wanted to show you guys that just how cool it looks. Just when you just pose him up. And when I use the word pose him up, that's kind of some of the bad things coming at. He's not exactly all that stable, but you'll be seeing that as well. So with that being said, let me show you exactly what I mean. Alright, I took all the weapons off so I can get down to the nitty gritty. As for Giga and Mega, they both can be stored into the chest, similar to the cartoon. Because they're we call God Masters, or in America we call them Power Masters. I like the term God Masters, they sound more important. So yeah, they go in chest like you would normally would think. And when you push them in hard enough, his extra weapons pop out, like his missile launchers and double barrel cannon here both pop out. And like I had before, you can close this up, and then you don't, you basically just leave them there forever almost. So that way, out of sight, out of mind. And I'm sorry for this angle because this is such a big bot. This really giving me some good practice for Mega Supreme when he shows up. So just bear with me. All right, now let's talk about some articulation. The hand, and both, as far as the hand goes, he has articulate fingers. As you can see, they can bend. His knuckle, each one individually articulated. As well as thumbs, also on the ball joint, and the thumb can bend as well, like so. And open up all the way. Hands also give you a 360. That was a little snug, as you can see. Also, bend at the, I'm bringing my camera up. Get your bend here at the bicep. It's a double bicep bend, so I'll tell you back. It's one, not double. Yeah, there we go. It's about as far as you can get it, but that's good enough for any gun poses you might want to do. Also, you get a bicep swivel, so you can get a full 360, and the same goes for both sides. And the wing wants to get caught on a piece of plastic back here. There we go. Also, arms can rotate. A nice heavy ratchet. And you get a full 360 out of that. And let me bring this camera up. You also get this, you can raise that arm up that high. But you get stopped due to shoulder pads, which I think is, yet again, good enough. Let's see, head has a full 360. And the common complaint of his neck, which is really small. But more time than not, when I see him pose, normally his head is usually tucked down like this. So it's not really much of an issue, per se. Also, another good thing about that is, he can look down, which is the thing I like about Giant Robot. I love when Giant Robot can look down. Even though he really can't see past his chest, still, he can look down for what it's worth. And he can look up, about yay high. That'll being his size while we ever can look up. But he can, that's what's important. And he has a ab crunch, as you can see. Only downside about the ab crunch is I wish it was somebody could lock in, but it's just friction. As for his feet, let me angle it down. You can see he does have ankle rotation, which is good, which he needs. Yeah, I wish he had bigger feet because his stability was one big factor about this guy. That kind of sucks, but it's the same on both sides. And he holds somewhat dynamic poses fairly easy. It's when you put him in a pose where he's just standing still where it gets some issues at. Let me raise the camera up a taste. In regards to his legs, you should move the waist skirt out just a little bit because let me fix the waist. You can get out to here and back that much, and you can go out that far, so you can't get a full trowel or Van Dam, but it's all right given the size. As far as the knees go, he can in fact, he can in fact kick his own ass, as you can see. Now the weight, now his leg rotation, I feel like this swivel here, my thumb is pointing at, I thought they could have made it a little bit more stiffer because it's not as stiff as it probably should be for a character this big. And the same on both sides. You can move the skirt away. Go out that far. And see, forward that far. And back that far. And knee bend to the ass. Just like you like. Alright, let's see. Now, as far as his, camera go up again. As far as the waist goes, you get a rotation. Not complete 360 due to the backpack in the back. But the backpack's not that bad, but you still can't get a full because it'll catch on the legs. But I believe that's more than enough, to be fair. And we're going in the back. Let me put this back here. I think he cleans up fairly well. As you can see, most of his external parts for base mode and jet mode can be stored on the back. The missiles he came with as well can be stored here on the back as well. And either way, I don't store them here because I like to fall off. So that's to that. Also, if you don't want to keep this back here, so it's part of the base mode for the bridge, so you can just pull it off. You can pull that right off to make the backpack, in fact, even cleaner. So yeah. Now turn back to the front again. Now I want to show you guys what I mean as far as stability goes. Let me it's so hard to film this, but I'm gonna keep it right here at the legs so I can show. Alright, now if you put him in a pose, let's say just standing up normal. Let's get the legs situated and the feet situated. Alright. Alright, here we go. Oh, there. Now, oops. As you can see, he just fell back. He did it live on camera, so I'm not going to edit that out. Oh, man. And his gun fell off, but it's okay. Yeah, so that kind of pose, just standing straight up, like it seems to have to be able to do it. And I think it's because their feet, like they're just simply not wide enough. But if you put him in a, let's say a stance, and if you turn the legs a little bit, open the feet up, like, see, he's just fine. So when it comes to this thing, although except for I like it a lot. It does have some issues, mainly a big one actually in this fact of stability. It leaves a whole lot to be desired. But if you are like me and you just typically put things into it, not come to have a lot, you put things into an A stance, or some type of a battle stance, you're not gonna have much problem with this thing. I mean, because it has good ratchets. It just, I just feel like you could have had tire ratchets right here, where my thumb's pointing, in here in the thigh area, and just had bigger feet. I think that would took care of a lot of the stability issues, but I could be wrong. But even with the issues, again, I still like them. And yeah, that neck right there, when you don't have the head kind of tucked in, that neck is so skinny. So I kind of like this. I just kind of have it kind of like that. And speaking of that head, it's a pretty nice head sculpt. They gave him the big kind of pouty lips, similar to the IEW Overlord. Which I kind of like. Although this is more of a G1 variation. You know, those lips will come like a trademark of his. And also looking at the robot mode. For all you paint aficionados, you probably won't find what you're looking for here, because the paint is rather scarce, similar to the alt modes I showed prior. So yeah. But let me go ahead and get the hand. I'm going to show you guys how he can hold his weapon. As far as the hands go, there's a little. Let me turn it to the side so you can see better. There's a rail right there. My thumb's kind of pointed, and the gun has a little slot right there if you can kind of make it out. So all you do is just take it and just kind of run it through and close the fingers up around it. And he holds it just like so. Holds that really well. And I'm sorry for this, for all the shaky camness I got going on here, because I've never reviewed anything quite this big. It's becoming quite a chore. Makes me think to myself, man, do you really want to make a Supreme? Let's see here. Put that in. There we go. So yeah, he holds the gun really well. Now for the shield. Okay, back to that shield. Now, the way I've been doing it is this. It's like a handle right here that you can push up or push down inside of the cockpit. You just pull it down like so, and get my hand in there. Hold on a sec, guys. There we go. You just turn it that way or either that way. I don't think it really matters. And you just go around the hand like so. Close that up, and you can hold it like that. Now I think I've seen pictures of him holding it a bit better, but I haven't quite figured it out. And I see that the shield actually has. Let me bring it back up. I see that it has a groove in it right here, similar to the gun. So you would think that. Let's see. You open the hands up. You could just, I don't know, slide in there, but the way the fingers are made, there's like no way to really get in there that way. So the only way I figured out is to literally just put it in his hand, like so, and literally curl the fingers up and have him hold it. So yes, that's the only way I figured out how to do it. If someone knows better, please let me know in the comments. But for my 2 cents, I so prefer it. Better to have it. I still prefer it better on the shoulder. The way I usually pose my IEW Warlord, which you just again you open these up like so, and it slides on the shoulder using these grooves right here. Let me pose the camera up right now, and you just slide on. Fairly simple like that, and that's kind of how I prefer it. I don't know about anybody else, but that's fine. That way cooler. Now kind of like in a cartoon, he normally carries it on the shoulder because he can actually fire it off independently as like a battering ram. So yeah. So with all that out of the way, I guess let's go into some comparisons. And here he is with his Mastermind Creations and IDW counterpart, Carnifex or Overlord. So you can see how that looks together. In terms of height, like I said before, it's more or less apples and oranges. You know, you got both figures are trying to go for a different aesthetic. And let me fix this gun is bothering me. There we go, much better. Yeah, it's different aesthetic. You know, one IDW, one's G1, one's Chug, one is MP. Both good for their own reasons, and but you know. But if I had to give a nod to something else, a heavy nod to MMC, the stability, because his feet are wider, is not a problem. Like he's with this guy. Not to knock him, because like I said before, I still like him. Alright, now let's do one more comparison. And for one last comparison, here he is with Transformers Siege Skyfire, or Jetfire, whichever one you prefer. And you can see how they look both in bot mode. And he towers over Skyfire the way you would think. So I think, you know, depending on which continuity it is, I think that this is about how it's supposed to be. Alright, now back with my final thought. Given that this figure has certain issues, mainly the biggest one for me being stability, although as you can see, he can hold some pretty badass poses, given how it looks now. You know, I have a lot of Hasbro figures who cannot even do this pose, but so he looks really good. The problem is, you know, the stability. Like, you know, if I take my hand, just it comes through on camera, but it got some pretty good shakes there. So as far as shelves go, he's definitely going to be in probably the bottom shelf, just for safety reasons. I don't want this thing to hurt itself. Although plastic is top notch. To me, the plastic is like that of MMC. Very good heavy duty plastic. So I'm happy about that, because this is actually my first Fans Hobby figure. So, you know, I'm going to get their Power Baser, and, you know, just because I do like this figure enough. But sadly, the stability and the lack of paint, it keeps this thing from being totally awesome. So if I have to say, this is a really good figure. But this really good figure does have a really high price point. So I would say, if you're gonna buy them, I would say get them at a little lower deal than the common 224 that most online retailers charged. I got mine used from a guy from Cybertron Cafe, and he cut me a pretty good deal on it. A lot cheaper than, but good, well, not a whole lot, but a decent amount cheaper than retail. So I feel pretty good about what I got. But I don't know if I'd pay the full price for it. But you know, to each their own. But I'm not trying to get this thing a bad review because I really like this figure. I think some of my biases make me like it even more, you know, because I'm trying to be honest about the review. So if you like what you see, I say go out and buy it. Just know that it does have a few issues, as most things do. So I'm going to give it a recommend. So this has been Sardo Noomspa, also known as the Black Gentleman, out here doing God's work, reviewing these figures. Having an awesome time while doing it. Until next time, peace out.